Hey guys, and how's it going? I got a couple of outboards that have been sitting up in the loft upstairs. I don't even remember where they came from. We are in the dead of summer, so I figure it might be a good time to see if we can resuscitate them, and that's when they have their most value, is when they're can actually be usable, kind of like selling a motorcycle in the summertime and not the wintertime. I don't know anything about them. I don't remember anything about them. I think one was given to me in a pile of other stuff, which is possibly the Yamaha, because I noticed it is missing a prop. It's not on there. And the Mercury, it was either given to me and or was in a free pile, or I bought it at a yard sale. Again, I don't even remember. Maybe we could look at both of them. I'm not sure how much time we're going to have. It depends on what you run into on them. Let's go grab... Actually, I'll bring them both downstairs and we'll see what we can kind of go do. Maybe we'll go start with the Mercury. It looks more complete. Like I said, at least it's got a prop on it. And if we run into problems or if that one's simple, maybe we'll jump over to this one. But again, it's getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go bring them downstairs and let's go have some fun with them. I apologize for the fan noise in the background. It is over 100 degrees in here. And I like it about 50. So it looks like it has a shifter built in to the tiller itself. It is turning. Let's go make sure that that stuff is even doing anything. That should be neutral, which it is. Let's go pop it in a gear. Let's see if we have any. Because you gotta figure what it was put away for or not used. And go the other way. I think that is reverse, right? No, that's forward. So it ratchets one direction and not the other. All right, let's go set it down and we'll get the cover off of it and see what we got going on. How we get it to set down. Where is it? I know nothing about this. Is it obvious? This is good for like a rowboat or something. Again, it's got a tiller steer on it. I don't know if you can convert it over to steering wheel. I'm looking for something to release the lock on it. There we go. It's right there. I gotta go pull this. Yeah, I don't know if 8's enough to get you up on plane or not. You get like a 10 on a rowboat. Usually works. All right, what do we do? Like that. There we go. Okay. Back you up. Let's get that cover off. There should be a latch on it somewhere. That. Let's go with that. See if any mice nests or anything in it. Looks pretty clean. 2-cylinder. One spider running out of it. Definitely doesn't look like it was overheated, which is good. Sometimes you see that cylinder heads will be all baked. Be all baked around here, you know. Spectre number 9. Let's get the plugs out of it. We'll shoot a little bit of oil down in them. We'll see if it spins over. It's all pull start, right? I don't think there's an electric starter on here anywhere. No. Yeah, let's go get the plugs out of it. We'll spin it over. And give it a quick look over and see if there's anything else that we see. It'd be nice if it was just a good motor that got put away. Usually that's not the luck of it, right? Yeah, it's looking pretty clean though. See if our throttles. Seems like everything's moving there. Kill switch. This looks like where it may have been the external lever would come out of it for a tiller steer. Again, I still don't know if you can convert it over or not. It's probably a fuel pump right there. And then we don't have a, I don't think I have a tank for this kind of setup on it. I'll go look around though. Yeah, I know we did a Merc about 2 years ago or so. In that one, it would run and die and not have any kind of consistency to it. And I believe we found on that one, it had to do with the fuel system. Definitely rich. It had like either an internal tank or you could hook an external fuel tank up to it, and there was like a check valve in the middle of it, and then that check valve had a really cruddy. The lower plug definitely had more oil on it. the hose going to the check valve, there was a crack in the plastic. So when you would try to run it, I forget off which one of them, it was sucking air. So it would work it under an idle, and then when you revved it up and was trying to demand more fuel, it was drawing the air out of the side of it. But that was that one. Let's go see what this one has. All right, let's go spray some oil down it, and we'll see if it pulls over, and maybe we'll plop the plugs back in, see if we get any spark. Let's go try it without the fans for a little bit. See how long it can last. This is fogging oil. This is what when you put the engine away, what you should use. So we're going to use it now. All right, let's go give her a pull over. It's locked up, but it might be because it's not in neutral. Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, throw some plugs in it. And we'll see if they give us any spark. Hopefully. Let me set them up. I'll kill some lights. You see that? Turn it so that we can. Oh yeah, awesome. Good. I am going to go try just because. Let's go put a little bit of fuel down each one of them, see if it just kind of does any kind of pop. It's probably going to try and fight us because of oil I just put in there, but let's go give her a little bit of two-stroke gas. Throw those plugs back in. Give her a couple of yanks, see if we can hear them. They could use a cleaning. They're pretty carboned up, especially that top one, like I said. I brought the there's a pallet with a pail on it. I'll show you. That is set up for putting outboards on. I brought that down, so I'll get that filled up with water. I just want to hear if you have any kind of kaput coming out of it. Yeah, I'm thinking this one was the yard sale. This plug is. That plug's got a crack down the center of it. You can see it. We'll run it for now, but that is an issue. Leave it loose. We back up a little bit, give her a couple of tugs and see if it'll cough for us. It's got a rev button on it. Turned it up a little. There is fuel in the fuel bowl. There it goes. Good enough. Let's go get the water bin. We'll set it up, and we'll start looking into the fuel system on it. There is that's the fuel bowl. There's fuel sitting in it somewhat. I got the water tank filling up. Let's go see. Yeah, it's not as much support, huh? What this looks like in here. Is that on thread or? I hope so. That's looking pretty nasty, huh? Hopefully the carb's not like that. What would it take to get to the fuel bowl on it? I say we try and run it, and if we have problems, maybe we'll try taking that carb apart. Oh. Let's go dump that in there, see what we actually are working with. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. What would it take to get to that? Probably have to just remove the carburetor itself. I found a fuel tank of sorts. Whether it's going to plug into this setup, I don't know. We could always take this fuel line off and run a regular, I'll show you what we got for a tank. This one over here. Went hunting up in the stash, found a couple of things. First I found was a squeeze bottle. Then I found this tank, which has some fuel in it we're not going to use. What is does that have on it for an end? I think that's the same. Let's see if that'll plug into it. What do you think our luck is? It looks similar. I don't think so. We gotta go plan A, which is just take that hose off. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's even the same diameter. Let's try it without that check valve part. I don't want to break it if it's not either, you know. Yeah, that might be for like a Mercury. I mean an Evinrude. Okay, let's go take the fuel line off that right there. I'd say we try and go for right here. It's a inlet. You just put a hose right on it, right before that filter, and we can kind of see if we're priming it for fuel too. Like I said, I think the fuel pump is built onto the end of the fuel, the carburetor over there. Let's see if we can get that off of there without breaking it. And will this one fit? This would be the direction of it. This is the primer bulb. And I'm going to go clean up that filter. I'll put that on, and we will put a tie wrap around that, try to seal it up a little bit. Come on. Time to take a bath. The prop doesn't hit, that's a good sign. I'll crank it down. I grabbed 2 new plugs for it. They were $20, $10 a piece. My cost. I think it'd be some kind of special something. Guess we'll see. Let's get a fuel tank hooked up, and I'll mix up some fresh 50 to 1. I think that's what this thing runs on. I'll check it real quick. This is a pretty modern motor though. Can I call it a motor? You get called out for that? No, it's an engine. No, it's a motor. Then we got some new plugs in it. I'm kind of wondering, that one spark plug is split right down the, on both sides, all the way down. I'm kind of wondering if it was arcing out as it ran and was starting to run on one cylinder. Plus, I think we saw that one was kind of more fouled than the other, had much more oil on it. And I'm not sure if that was the one that was cracked or not. So, all right. We have a fuel system hooked up. Let's go check it out. So we have a fuel tank with premix in it. Let's open the valve on that. And I have a primer bulb. Let's go, I can remember which way you're supposed to hold it, up or down when you prime it. I think we are supposed to go feed in from the bottom. And let's go see if that starts to fill up. There it goes. Yeah. All right. Shall we? Let's go give it a crank and see what she does. You're in neutral. Pull for priming. Let's go do, I'm not quite sure what that does. Let's give it a shot though. Turn the speed up, idle speed to the right. Did I turned it off? There she is. Let's let it run for a second. Super quiet, huh? I want to see if we start getting the water stream coming out of it. We are. So that's the water pump working. That's good. So let it run for a minute. We'll rev it up a little, see if we get. Actually, it's kind of hard to rev it, huh? We got that. It's either going to be in gear or not. Can we grab throttle somewhere that doesn't don't want to put it in gear, you know what I mean? Let's go try it. So forward, it's going to push all the water out though. Doesn't make much of a difference. Let's give it a little. As soon as I gave it throttle, it died. Alright, let's go try it again. As soon as I try to give it some throttle, it dies. It is still kind of cold. Let's go for a reverse. See if the transmission's working. That's reverse. See what it does. Seems like it starts to go lame. I think we got plenty enough fuel. That should have a fuel pump that's drawing it up through the rest of the way anyway. That should be functioning. Try giving it a little more. Yeah. If you just try to give it any kind of gas, it dies, which could be just a dirty carburetor. Let me go set you in the stand. We're going to run it a little bit more. I'm going to let it warm up and see what happens, because it might have some old fuel that's still in the system that doesn't want to burn. But I will say it's a good sign. At least it does run and goes in gear. Are we in neutral? Yes, we are. It's not doing much smoking either. Yeah, let's let it run for a minute. Let's go get a little light. Let's go look down and see if we can access that float ball. If there's like a drain on the side of it we can open up. I don't know what that little blue, that's probably the primer. That's probably what I was hitting on the side. It's a little primer circuit that squirts fuel up in it. I see what looks like a jet right there. I don't see any access to it though. Yeah, it may not have a regular float ball. I'm not sure. Yeah, the water pump's doing good. Go try putting it in gear. Let it run with a little bit of a load on it. Go for drive. Definitely a clean running engine. This thing didn't puff out any smoke at all, huh? Let's make sure it's cranked down. Okay, so that pushes down on the plunger. There it goes. That's prime. That was prime, and it stayed stuck down though to get it to work. I think the primer valve. Yeah, that little blue button was supposed to pop back up again and kind of give it a little bit of squirt of fuel. And there it stays. We may be taking that apart. I'm gonna go try starting it again and see if that pops up when I go to start it. I have a feeling it's not gonna though. I think it's stuck. What, something with bad fuel? I gotta pop it back in neutral. Yeah, that primer's stuck down there now. Now you did it. Guess we're taking that carb off. Couldn't be that easy, right? It's just gonna flood itself now. Sorry, I had to turn the fan back on. I am dying. So I'm gonna say we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Disconnect the fuel line. Looks like this is the throttle right here. It runs up on a cam. So as you advance the shifter and throttle, it rolls a cam over here, and that gives us more throttle. So we could probably rev it from there in neutral. Got to get this cable off of it, and got a couple of springs and stuff down below. There's a possibility that we can get knocked off. Anything else? I think everything will come with it. You know what? Maybe we'll take the we'll take these screws out. See if we can get this pull start maybe up out of our way too. It gives a little bit more room to get in there. See if we can get it on a bench. Help us at all? Fuel filter's connected to it. That's just sitting in there. Or... Doesn't really matter. We're going to get that fuel line off anyway. Piss some gas. Here, wait. Let me shut the fuel off so gravity at least does not keep going. There we go. Let's get all this out of the way. That fell out. Let's keep digging. I don't know if we can get... Will it just pop off of there? Yes, it will. I don't know if this whole assembly is going to lift out of here or not. I'm going to go still try to take these two 8mm out before we loosen the two big bolts. I'm also going to take my phone down in there and take a picture. And kind of memories. See how things went. I think when you work with outboards, a lot of the hardware is stainless. And stainless is good because it doesn't corrode, but if you drop it down in the bucket, you can't get it with a magnet. So there's that. Like I said, I hope I could wiggle that whole thing out of there and leave this throttle speed and everything alone. Yeah, see that spring that's down there. I don't know if it's attached to the bottom of the carburetor or if it's attached to can we just leave this whole thing here? Let's go get the two bolts. Yeah, the problem is that the carb's got to come back to go clear those studs, you know? So, and this is not going to allow us to do that. Go look to see how that is attached to it. If I can get the knob off of it, we could probably pull the assembly right up out of the way. There's a big metal clip right here. Kind of like, there you go. So that'll allow us to have that room. And still something. I believe it has kill wires. There's wires connected to it to the bottom. I don't know if it's a kill switch or what the apparatus is. We go crazy though. There might be enough swing room in there. Let's get the two nuts backed off there, and see if we're able just to kind of do one of these and get it up out of there. Don't drop it. Give us enough? Uh-oh. Oh, I thought it fell off the other end. It wants to come with it. So I gotta figure out how to get this knob off of here. And then we can allow it to go. I wonder if it's got like a set screw going in from the side somewhere. Let me go investigate that. I think we got it. Hold on. Spoke too soon. Something's holding on. Guess something electrical. Or maybe a vacuum hose. Yeah, it's a vacuum hose. Break that. All right, to the bench. Let's go see what we got. That popped up. I don't think that's correct for us though. But it does have a float ball that we can remove too, which is nice. Kind of was. I think it was somewhat inevitable that was going to happen. All right, to the bench. See what's in it. So looking where I pulled the carb off, these are called reed valves, and that one's got a bunch of rust on the bottom of it. So it was sitting there with water in it. I don't know if that's going to hurt us or not. As long as the door kind of seals one direction. So they open when a pulse. Let me see if we can get you in there. So when a pulse comes to the pistons draw fuel in, the little door opens, and when it goes the other way, it shuts so the fuel mix doesn't come back, air fuel mix doesn't come back out of it. Called reed valves. And that one's got some crud in the bottom of it. So just keep an eye on that one. Yeah. And let's go see if we can get that bowl. Actually, let's go. We should be able to dump the fuel out of it. Let's go see what it kind of looks like. See what we were working with, right? I have a feeling it's probably, it would have looked the same as what was in that filter area. But I thought we would have been able to run that out of it, you know. Just a premix that I had in it. All right, let's go get the bowl off of it. That tells all the sins right there. It's like this will all come with it. Yeah. We may need. That was a 12 and a 13. It's probably, maybe it's a ½ inch. Where's this made? I forget the carb would have been. Anyway, the engine's made in the USA. I think they probably would have used a Japanese carb though. So there should be a jet that draws the fuel up through it, and it is looking pretty dirty. Let's go see if we can get the bowl off of it. That's what was holding it. Definitely had some crap in it. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but had some dirt in it. Yeah, the pores, there's literally dirt sitting right in the pores right there. So that's the problem. That stuff right there, those little rocks that are coming off. I don't think that was a gasket for the bottom of the bowl. No. That is just debris coming off of it. And plug-in for the fuel is drawn up from the center of it. So that's going to make it not want to rev. It probably may have had an idle circuit, but not a main. Let's see how everything else looked. I don't know which way the float came out of it though. I don't know if it was like that or like that, because it blew apart on me. My guess is that those little shoulders right there ran against that. Will it fit either way? You guys probably saw it when it came apart. I could probably look back at the film, right? So let's go say it was like that. Might be able to see rub marks on it too. Yeah, there's rub marks on that side of it. All right, let's go look into with a little plunger. Where's the little on here, isn't it? Let's go see what the deal is with this. Of course, now it works. Before it got stuck in, there's nothing that held it there, right? So that's probably just like a check valve. Where is the correct screwdriver? I don't think these are Phillips. My guess is that just looks kind of like an accelerator pump inside. I wonder if it was having an issue with that one cracked spark plug. It's actually cracked pretty bad. You can tell it was been that way for a while because it's like where the crack is, there's like dirt going down in it. It's like it's all black. And I wonder if it was arcing out. Be careful because I don't have any gaskets for it. Yeah, pretty much looks like an accelerator pump. How good that diaphragm is. I do see like a bunch of dirt around it. That's what got stuck. Check balls or anything come out. And then it's got another, this is probably a check valve right here also. Okay, so we're going to go clean the crap out of that. I'm suspecting this was our main problem, why it wouldn't rev. And then that got stuck. I don't know why. I even tried pulling it up on it. Yeah, I tried grabbing it with like, where I took it apart. I went in there and tried lifting up on it a little bit to see if it would go. Or if we put a little bit of drop of oil where this seal is on top. All right, let me go clean it up. We'll put it back together. Let's see if we get any improvement. I don't think we need to take the fuel pump apart. I don't know if I want to get into that. You know how that works, right? Yeah, you can see all the dirt that's up in here. This is where all the fuel is drawn in through these ports. And it's just caked with like a mud that's on there. I don't know if we can get the center of that out. Alright, I'm going to go clean some stuff up. Put it back together. Oh, I'm not going to bother with the ultrasonic cleaner or anything. So there's one passage I'm trying to blow through, which is this one going down. It goes into here. I'm kind of wondering if the reason why that plunger didn't come up is because it was trying to draw fuel and then push it through a chamber, and it couldn't do so. There's a check ball there. But I was trying to push fuel again down through here and across. Let's go see if that'll go now. And now it is. So that just may be the direction it goes. And I was pushing up against the check ball. But you know, if I didn't clean it out, it would have been an issue. Alright, let me go put all that back together. Let's go give that plunger a little bit of silicone around it. See if it returns. Yeah. Run down in there. Okay. All right, we're back together, I think. All our components are doing. Let's go see if we. So that's the prime, and it did return up. Let's go turn our fuel on. And here's our primer bulb. Need to fill up the carb. It might be flooded too from what I did to it earlier. Power's on. We are in neutral, higher speed for idle. Let's see if we get anything. Wants to go. Now I can't rev it too high because the advance has to work. The timing is also tied into it. But at least it revs. Let it clear out. Felt like I was running on one there for a second. Just let it idle. Will it idle? No, it's got clean fuel in it now too, because everything's been pretty much pushed out of it. Gonna put in gear. Gonna try it. Forward. Yeah, now it'll take some throttle. Let me leave it like that for a minute or two. I don't want to go too. I don't want to start pushing the water out of the barrel. Gotta give it a little more. That's a pretty good load on it. I don't think the cover will make too much of a difference going on it. It sounds like it's starting to clear up. Do some laundry. I'm looking right there. It looks a little wet. I don't know if that is leaking. Might be just where I put the silicone on it. I'm gonna try tightening them up a little bit more. Yeah, it's clearing up now. Alright, I'm gonna throw you on the charger for a little while, and I'm gonna let this run. I'm probably gonna wheel it over by the garage door. Let the smoke go out of it. I will let it get up to temperature and see how it is. Well, that one's been chugging away for about 15-20 minutes. It seems fine. They're starting to get a little low on the water. Let's go and rev it up. It's going to push all the water out, but go put it under a bit of a load. Seems to be okay. I don't go reverse. Yeah, I don't want to lift it out. We'll let it run for a little bit in reverse, in neutral. You can tell it's been in a while when the tub's starting to get warm. Definitely putting some heat out. Just up the temperature. Good. I think this one actually just had to deal with the cracked spark plug. I'll show you it again. I had a little bit better look at it. I have a feeling when it was running, it started fouling that plug out because the insulator was broke, so it was arcing to the base when it revved up. My guess. And that's a pretty low hour machine. I wonder if they were changing the plugs or something at one point, and they cracked the plug when they were trying to put it in, or take it out, one or the other, and just didn't realize it. Had an issue. Good. Let's go kill it. Here, restart. I have nothing to hold on to. Let me see if it'll. Yeah. The idle could probably come up just a hair. It's not bad. I don't know if that's supposed to influence it or not. It does say idle speed is in the... Doesn't seem like it does very much of it, does it? Oh. I wonder if this pivots off on the lower point and it's supposed to pull on that upper just a hair. That would be my guess, right? I don't think it makes any difference if I push it. No, I think that's our idle speed right there. That stop. I probably just crank that in just a hair. Good. Let's go call this one for the win. As you know, we got this one going. Yeah, I gotta watch it. The oil doesn't get down below a certain. The water doesn't get down below a certain amount. Let's go see it. Yeah, it's a little better. If it goes out on a lake and you get to go full throttle and let it clear out, I'm too rich on the mix too. You can tell by the amount of smoke that we're getting now. All right, I'm done with this one. I'm happy with it. Yeah, here's those plugs again. So this is the one that was more fouled. And you can see the crack going all the way down. We could probably even just pull this one section of it right out because it's cracked there and on the other side going all the way down. So the whole insulator is split. My guess is I'm kind of wondering if it may have been arcing to the center. Not sure, but you can tell it was a long time because there's like a bunch of dirt in it. If it was a recent crack, it would be, can we dissect it? Looks like it's ready to fall apart. We can put you in a stand. I don't think it's going to want to go. But that's the only thing I could see was an issue on that, is the fact that this one is split open like that. I wonder if it can actually. Yeah, you could rock the center of the post of it. Just smash it with a hammer. Other than that, you know, I really don't see anything. It seems like the transmission works okay. One thing we do got to do though is make sure that the gear oil on the bottom is good, that there's no water in that, which is, it's got two plugs on the bottom of the is it the outdrive? What's the actual lower part? It has a higher and a lower screw. You take the two screws out, you push oil in from the bottom with like a squeegee type of container, and oil should come out of the top, and then the oil that comes out of the top should be clear oil. And again, I think anything out of the bottom, you don't want water in it essentially, and you want to make sure that it's full and topped off. So you got to fill it from the bottom until it comes out of the top. It fills in any of the air pockets that are in it. All right, so we are going to move over to this gem right here. Yeah. I don't think that we're going to be as lucky as this one. It looks like it had a repair tag on it at some point many moons ago. I tried tightening the screws down. They are locked up. They're not going to move. It says it has an internal tank, and I guess you could probably switch it from external to internal tank. That's the little tank that is on top of it. Again, it's missing the prop. So let's go get you back in the stand. Let's go get the cover off of it. We'll start looking into what's going on inside here, see if there's anything savable or what it failed for. Yeah, this one looks like it fell overboard. Do we have to take the cap off sometimes? Maybe not. To get the cover off? It's very cobwebby and rusty. It's got a metal tank on it for an internal tank. Definitely looks like it's seen some moisture issues. The chances are that we turn. Not good. Is this one in gear kind of thing that you can't turn it? It's our shifter. It looks like it's in probably reverse. And it doesn't want to move. All right. Yeah. This one may need a much more love. Let's get the plug out of it. Where is it on this? Gotta be back here somewhere, right? Uh-oh, the boot is off the plug. It is a single cylinder. Let's go flip that forward. Yeah, let's go get the plug out of it and see what that looks like. See if it possibly got filled up with water. Coming. Something is going ting ting. I don't know what it is in the shop. It doesn't look too crappy. I was expecting to see rust. I gotta go figure out what that is. It's a lift. Yeah. Okay. You done? Let's see if we can get it to lock down a little bit. I don't think anything in there. So we can kind of wrench on it a little bit. More aggressive. Like somebody's already had like something on there to try to... Should we just do the same? I'm not going to hurt it. The damage is already done. And we do that. I'm going to run them in just so it's supported on a hunk of wood a little bit better. Sometimes once the oil gets into this area, it'll go a little bit better. Yeah, I don't think we're going to spend too much money on this one. Yeah, that one doesn't even want to move. Alright, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to back you up a little bit, see if we can get it cranked down a little bit just to help support the motor. Let's see if it does. Yeah, I don't think so. I wonder, because it is turning. I have a feeling the fact that it's same thing, it's stuck in gear, so it doesn't allow the paw to work on the pull start. How do we get it out of gear without damaging it? Let's go take a peek. Makes that tick. Where does it go? So it goes. So this is what is the cable that's going around stopping it from turning. I don't know if we can disconnect it. So we need to pull on that cable. I think we need to pull on that cable. Will allow that paw to come out. I wonder if we could just undo it. I won't worry about the transmission yet. We're just kind of worrying to see if this engine has any kind of life to it. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go and back this off and see if we can get that stop out of there. What do you think? 17 millimeter? How about now? There we go. All right, let's go spray some oil in that plug hole like we did on the other one. And we'll give her a couple of yanks over and see if we get anything. And what do you think the chances are this one will have spark? What do we have for kill switches on it? That's probably primer. That's choke. On the handle maybe? Yeah. The bottle does move. So my guess is that would be like killing it. Very, very wimpy. Nothing's holding it in place. Alright, getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go shoot some oil down inside there. Yeah, I was starting to think it was locked up. Let's go give her a good little bath of that. Let's go throw the plug back in it wherever that ended up and see if we got some spark for it. Go kill that light. You can get any oil in your eyeballs, did you? Let's go get rid of this. Kind of wench that in place. I think the chances are good. It does have spark. I was starting to write this one off. I was like, we'll just look at this one quick. It's going to be a dud. Not yet. Let's go throw the plug in and we'll see if it has any compression to itself. And this one definitely is going to need a bunch of love. There it goes. Close enough. Let's go give that a pull. See if we get a bit of resistance. Yeah. Good. Shall we look into the fuel system and see what we got happening? I'm sure what's inside this tank is just going to be such lovely smelling, like roses. If it'll even open. See rust on that. Right there. Going in. Actually, not as bad as I would have expected. Oh, you can't see what you can see in there. The light's in the way, but. Huh. Who'd have thunk? It's got a bunch of crap over there in the corner, but at least we can get that out of there fairly well. It's not totally corroded. Let's go do the old little fuel in a spark plug hole, give her a couple yanks, and see if it coughs over for us. I know we still got it stuck in gear. We got to figure out what's probably going on in that. My guess is maybe this one was terminated for the transmission being a problem. But again, we'll work on the engine part first. Go from there. Especially with that missing. I don't know if somebody just stole the prop or they went to go work on it, you know? And we'll give her a shot of fresh gasoline. Way overdid it. I'm sure it's flooded. Okay. I'm gonna get the plug in, it'll be evaporated. Let's try it. She's putters for us. Well, all right. Actually sounded pretty good too, huh? Good. It's got me lured in. I don't know if we should dig into the carb or we should look into the transmission part of it first. We know the engine will run, and we've got to deal with where we got to deal with the carb. Maybe we'll see what is happening with that shifter, why it's stuck where it is. Let's go look on the side of it here. You can see how the engine can tip, and then it's got a locking paw right here. And I could see, like, I don't know, would this be like a lockout? Maybe when you put it in reverse, it lifts up on it. I'm not quite sure what this does. And this locks into it. There's a pin that you can put in either location to change how the motor sits, what angle it's on. Is it stuck? What do we use to unstuck it? Yeah. It allows it to go down. That's the only thing I could think. I wouldn't think that would make it so that it wouldn't go in and out of drive. I see a grease fitting here. I don't know if it's the pivot point. Kick you up a little. I don't know if it's the pivot point right there that's not allowing it to go. This is only plastic, so I don't want to beat on that too much, you know. Let's get a little wrench on that. Let's go get the grease fitting out of it. See if we get like a bunch of white powder or anything coming out. My guess is that the shaft is going to be steel, and this is going to be aluminum. Maybe there's some corrosion there. It's got it locked up. Either that or, just in the bottom and it's all froze. But I'd rather start with that. You think that is about an 8mm? If you said 8, you're correct. Yeah, that's looking pretty cruddy, huh? Coming out of there, I don't know how we're going to be able to access that, you know? I don't know if this handle thing, if anything's holding this on, we could take this off of here and get some fluid going in. I don't want to break it, you know? And my guess is that maybe, does that go up to like some linkage that is up above? Yeah, it goes to that one. And it does that one linkage up top. This one. I don't know if this is frozen. Maybe we should disconnect this part of it. Let's get this off of here and we'll isolate this lever. Yeah. Just in case this is what's holding us up, that this rustiness and all this crap. Yeah, we're gonna get that cotter pin out of there. Or if we're better off, maybe we try getting this one out of here. We can get it back together if we need to. There you go. Kind of wants to move. How about this stuff? Is this bound up? Yeah, so that wasn't moving at all, so that wasn't helping things. Let me go try to get some spray in that where I took the grease fitting out. Let me go throw some cleaner up there. I wonder if I can flip it upside down. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. There's no fluids that piss out of it anyway, right? Let's go flip the whole thing upside down. We'll kind of spray it. See if we can work this arm a little bit. Should probably use compressed air, but let's go throw some cleaner in it first. See if we can rinse out any crap that's in it. So it needs to go backwards, right? Let's go. This is just automatic transmission fluid. I wonder if we can just flip it right over on the 2x4 and clamp these clamps back down, and we could take the lower end, which would be the upper end, because I think that's where the problem is. I think this will want to move. There's a shift fork that kind of goes up, goes through here, and on the other end there's a set of gears that click back and forth. I have a feeling that they're probably boogered up too. We get a little bit of movement out of that. Again, I don't want to push my luck with breaking this plastic here, you know. You see how much I'm flexing it. I don't think there's anything else up top that is locked into. I'm gonna take one last look on that, make sure that that is the case, that we're not dealing with anything that is shifting in the way. I don't know if no, because that's got its own separate throttle. The throttle has nothing to do with it like on the other one. So yeah, let me go get it set up on the thing, and we'll start looking into the bottom of the top end bottom thing. Yeah. Well, trying to figure out why that lift was creaking. That hydraulic fitting right there is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And of course it's 10 foot long going to the hydraulic cylinder. So I'm going to get a new one of those made up. But for now I'm going to go let it down and take the pressure off it. That's what it is. It's got hydraulic pressure on the fluid. And that crimp looks like it's done gave up. Get this little plug in the side of it right here. My guess is that maybe like a coupler for the shifter. See if we can get that out. Yeah. Gotta be careful sticking your finger in the hole. Sometimes it bites. What do we got? Yeah, we have. It looks like a mouse nest along with the bolt that is for the shifter. Yeah, we definitely got critters living in there. So let's loosen that up and we'll see if that lever down there moves. Because my problem is we're going to start taking this apart up in here. This stuff is all going to snap. It's not going to come apart. I know it's not. Let's see if a 10 millimeter ratchet, quarter-inch drive ratchet can do it. Not so we take it all the way out. Answers that question. I didn't bolt it, but I think it slid down, plus we're upside down. So let's go just see if that shifter does not move still. The shifter's not moving. And my guess, just a guess, is it's supposed to be one of these. This one connects to this. I guess we can grab this, try sliding forward and back and see if this part of it is working. Like I said, if I don't have to get up in there, I really wouldn't. Let me go see. Nilo's vice grips probably be our best bet, huh? Yeah, it's just. I suspect this is our. Can we turn it? So I got neutral right now. I'm turning me back up. Can you see? Yeah. So that's neutral. One of the gears. Go down. Here's the other gear. So the problem is not in this end of it. Not that it feels great. It still has some drag to it, but it is functioning. Not to say we are still not going to have to go take that apart because it could be full of water. I don't know, but it is working somewhat. Get out of there. I wonder if we could take the other one. Can I? So how would we access? We have to take the whole thing apart anyway, right? So like how would we get? Can we unbolt that power head right from the bottom of the engine? We can just take this stuff right off. Because that rod is that rod that? Can't be. No, it's too far over. It's right here. Going down. So it goes into whatever coupler there is right there. I wonder if it still is this pivot point just that is just locked up. I wonder, maybe I try soaking it overnight and try probably putting a little bit of heat on it too, you know. Other thing too, we could also drill holes in from a different angle and try spraying it on that pivot point. Because I think this opens up the bottom of the crankcase. I think if we take this off, I'm not sure of that, but I think that's going to open up the bottom of the crankcase, and I don't want to do that if I don't have to. Yeah, let me try working that pivot a little bit. My guess is probably stuck right inside there. Can we get, what is holding this arm on? Let me try to get this flashlight stuck to something. Everything's aluminum. I just kind of wonder, like, how is it held on to that? I would think there's like a pin or something somewhere holding it. Problem is, it might not be in a rotation where we can drive it out. All right, well, I'm gonna go pick away at it a little bit and go throw some more fluids on it, and maybe even a little bit of heat, but the heat's gonna melt this plastic right here. Yeah, I started picking at it. It's nothing but solid corrosion in there, so that's definitely where our issue is. And why the fluid didn't do anything, because it wasn't even to get down to where the shaft is, you know. Stop it. Couldn't resist. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on that. Keep digging my way down, and then hopefully we'll get, so I can get some fluid to work in there. Like I said, I'm not against drilling a couple little tiny holes like here and here to try to get some fluid going into the shaft going across. Yeah, maybe a drill bit help kind of auger it out a little bit too. I'm seeing black plastic come up. I wonder if this is plastic going all the way into here. That's what I'm thinking. Still didn't stop the corrosion though. The aluminum still did its thing. At least now we can get some kind of fluid down in it though. I want some fogger. Looks nice and thin. Yeah, that'll get up around it. So that's why that piece, there's no pin in it anywhere, because it's all one piece. Yeah, let me let that soak overnight. That means I can't heat it up too, because it's just going to melt the plastic thing inside. So somewhere on the other end there's probably a clip that holds that whole thing in. I don't know if the engine's sitting on top of it though, or do we have to, like you said, remove all this, and then there's probably a clip or something right there holding it. So here's my thought. We'll probably try helping it along with the oil. I took the grease fitting and I cleaned that out. Let's go put some transmission fluid in it. And my thought is we put the grease fitting in, we'll hook a grease gun up to it and see if we can force that oil past all the little bits. I don't think it would hurt, right? So let's go see if we can influence it. I really like to see grease come out of there if we could. Push up against something. Something's going somewhere. You know, if this was done maybe once in its lifetime, you wouldn't have this problem. I think it's slowly just coming out of right here. I'm going to let that set overnight. We'll see if that did anything for us. See if it did anything for us right now. Because it seems like it's got flex probably up to about maybe right here. And then this, whatever's in this part of it is what's bound. And at some point, like, how much effort do I want to put into this thing? I can be quite determined at times, but yeah. Let's let that sit. See if it did anything. I don't think it's going to work, but let's go see what happens. All right, so it's the next day, and I wouldn't see anything got better. It's just the flexing of the plastic on that linkage. I do see right here this little metal tab coming up. It's kind of like a detent that's, you know, supposed to hold it in each gear. Let's get this 10 millimeter out of here. Actually, I might have to get the shaft off too, huh? That is the on-off valve for the fuel tank. I'm going to get rid of that, and we'll get rid of this bolt. See if this helps access this coupler, if it even holds it. I'm still trying to figure out what holds this assembly in on here. And see if we can get in there with a swivel first. Might be able to. Got to remove the gas tank to get that other rod out of there, so that's what I'm kind of trying to work around it. Get in there. Something just made no noise, like it sounded like something dropped, didn't it? Plastic rod just falls right out of it. Let's go see what we got. So there's the detent. Let's go just see if that helps us. Kind of looks like a gear back there, which is what it should look like, right? Should be teeth that it falls into. They seem to be metal, where the arm going through is still plastic. I'm going to look back further here. Or if we could put something on here to help. I'm going to break it. At this point, I say we just go for it. We're going to break it. We're going to break it. If not. Let's unbolt the bottom of the engine. We'll get rid of the air cleaner and the fuel tank and all. We'll take those bolts on the bottom of the engine and see if we can take the whole top section right off of it. And if we can, that may help access, you know, whatever is going on in there, however it's held in place. Because it looks like it just goes right up against the engine. I'm looking right behind that black hose. You see the base down in there? All right. That and the silver one. Hold on. And looking at right there, that's where the body of it goes, and then it seems like it stops right there up against the block. So I don't know what is holding it in place, how it's held in place. It could be some kind of clip. You would have thought it would have been like a screw or something. Went through here, kind of held the arm on, but there's not. Let's dig. It's inside there, whatever that is. Goes into that little chamber. I think we continue with unbolting from underneath. Let's go flip it over. Let's go see if there's anything that we can unbolt right here that'll allow whatever this linkage is to come out. I still think the engine has to come off the top yet. Gonna break. Let's get a wrench on and try to work it. And no spraying of lube is not going to get in there and do anything. Need a 6-point. We get a 6-point on it. Any of the other ones want to crack loose? That one did. You get the crack loose and you work it. I don't think it had anything to do with it. I think if anything, it's this one. It's this cavity where the linkage is probably going in, hits a knuckle, and runs back down again. But I think the seizure still is in here. It's not the rod going. At least I don't think it is. What we could probably do, how I keep dancing around from different things, is I wonder if we can try to unbolt this, take this cap off of here, and will that expose those linkage rods going down? Maybe we can kind of work it from this side. Let's try that. Again, I'm trying to work around the hardware that wants to snap. A lot of this stuff is going to want to break off when I go to take it apart. And I don't want to do that. See if we have any luck with any of these. That one will go. That one we got to work, but I think it'll go. That one will go. It'll be the last one that doesn't, right? All right, so let me go work those. Take some time and get them to work out of there. And we'll try about popping this off of there and see if we have any better access to its gizzards, its innards. Sometimes what works actually pretty good too is like a little mini impact. It gets the hammer effect on it. Yeah, see all that chalkiness that's coming out of it? That's what this whole machine is like. It's gonna fall on the ground. So, yeah, see if it stays put. I don't know if there's anything more holding this cap on. Let's give her a couple of love taps. This lever has to come off. It's attached on the upper part of it. It did open up though. Let's go see if we can get that off. Spring loaded. It's gonna go bing. Let's see if we can relieve the pressure on the spring. That you can't see it on this side. There we go. But I'll flip over there and I'll show you. Talking about that right there. Let's go sneak it around it. There we go. pretty chewed up. I wonder if something was already on it at one time. Yeah. Let's go hammer the socket on. Something was beating on it. Can we now? Just gingerly spread it and get it out of there. That's off. Those springs are going to go flying, so let's get rid of them. Grab a regular screwdriver and see if you can crack that open. You want to see what's inside anyway, right? Come on, something's holding it in. Top right. There is what's left of a tension screw that is broken. You can see it. That's I think what you puts drag on it. Let's see if it'll come out. So that you can let go of the motor and it wants to stay the direction you pointed it. Yeah. I don't know if that access this anything. Let's dig a little, see if it actually is any kind of nope. I'm gonna go clean that up a little bit, see if anything kind of shows up for us. And I'm not seeing anything that's a window into it. Let's leave a little. Let's give that one some. I'm watching the letters on the socket. I can see how far it's turning. Now that we got away a little bit, now we might be able to spray on it. We're trying to work by, you know, when it's bolted down all the way solid, you're not doing anything by spraying it. Nothing's going in. With some coil. There's a little bit of a chance where it starts to try to work its way up in there. Coming? Or just stripping? Yeah, I think it's just turning. Yeah, there it goes. It's done. We tried. It doesn't want to come out. I'll try pulling up on it while I'm turning it. Yeah, I can see where it goes. There's no... Go look on the other side of it for 1 second. That was never going to come out of there. It's never going to come out of there in one piece, let's say that. I'm to the point I think we just start hacking. I'm going to go see if we can get out for bolts on it, see if we can go kind of split this up a little bit. And I got a bunch of bolts out of the bottom. Let's go give her some... See if the crankcase will separate itself. I don't have to get out of our way. I'm trying to hit it right there with a little bit of force. Anything happening? Any separation? These two bolts that are broke with the corrosion in them. I don't think they'll stop us from trying to separate it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any air gap yet. I'm gonna look around a little bit more. Let me see if I can go find anything else that looks like can come apart for us. So there's 6 that went around the perimeter. They are all out, holding the upper and lower half together. There's 4 here that come down from the top. I believe they just hold the cover to it. Here's the 2 that broke off from all the corrosion. Let's go try driving it in those locations a little. Bing. Let's go see if they'll kind of push off. It sounded like it did something. There's not much meat on the upper section, so I don't want to nail on that one too hard. It's opened up a little bit. I'm gonna go try and pry. I don't want the thing to land on the floor though, you know. Yeah, it's going. I kind of wonder if you ready? Let's go lay it down. Uh-oh. Is it gonna fall right out of the holster? It might. Let's go see. Is it gonna stay? Yes. Hold on a minute. Regroup. This is doing nothing. Gotta wind up the dry shaft on the bottom, has to come out. Oh, we got it. Alright. Definitely is on the tad on the cruddy side. Let's go see if I can unplug this electronics. I got 1 ground wire and 1 plug. That's that. And I gotta unbolt the ground wire, which is going. I'm actually going to cut it because I don't think that corrosion is going to work for us. And I can't let go of it. If I have cutters in the vicinity. You guys want to hold that for me? Stop it. Get you to stay. Think that'll come out of there? Let's try it. It did. Okay. Now we can see the shifter. Finally! Let's get this whole assembly out of our way. And I don't think there was going to be any other way we were able to get to that. So we are looking at that right there. So that part is all free. There's the bolt that we would have had to get. There's the bolt that we had to get to. Watch it just turn, no problem now. Yeah. Let's go take that out. I don't know how we would be able to drive that We still need to be able to drive that whole assembly out of there. And that is plastic. Look at the corrosion that's around that. Yeah, all that right in there. I guess we could try getting a pry bar in like that and push on it. I don't think it's gonna hold up though. And then the gasket's gone for the base. Now we look going down the center. This is the drive going down to the lower unit. Seems to turn. We have a water pump that pumps water up through. Looks like that's got a lot of corrosion in it. It'll be a water pump that's down below that pumps water up through the system, and then the water dumps back down through the exhaust, which is the center of this. The exhaust exits down through and goes out the center of the prop. These are probably water jackets going around here. Yeah, definitely they need some love. All right, I'm gonna give one last feeble attempt to drive that mechanism right out of there. We'll get the pry bar, maybe right in here, give it a little bit of push, see if we get anything out of it. I know we can spray some lube on it too, but let's just go see if, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get in there around that though. Yeah, that's not gonna. Let's try tapping inward. Where's my favorite hammer? The other favorite hammer. All right, there you are. Let's just kind of go see if we get any kind of. The other part probably too is that this lever, which is metal, is probably pressed on through the plastic also, so we've got the drive out through the center of that. That's probably bound up too. I just can't get a good hit. And plus we're gonna mushroom over the end of it, you know. Again, it's just plastic, so. At some point, you're gonna ask yourself, is it worth it? I think we've gotten pretty much where we wanted to try to get. Yeah, it doesn't even give the hint of trying to. So, if this was the last one in the world, could we save it? The value of this thing, my light's flipping out. Hold on one second. If it was the last one in the world, yes, we can save it. And what I would probably try doing next was taking and drilling a bunch of very small holes right through here and see if we could get into that plastic, get fluid working around it, work it back and forth, and just try to free it up with doing that. Having said that, this thing up and running, $300 engine, maybe a little more. And we're gonna put, it doesn't have a prop, we've got to do the impeller in the bottom, possibly a carb kit. where do we stop to make it something even to try and break even without losing money, just for the sake of trying to get it up and running? So my thought is that we just kind of put it all in a milk crate, keep an eye out for other ones. I have several upstairs that kind of the same scenario. You've taken apart, you look and you say, at some point you got to go call it, or it's blown up or whatever it is, that you just say, okay, and you look for another one and you have parts. I think the top end, I think the engine part is fine. I think the power head of it is actually pretty good. The where the card came off, it's good looking where the reed valve was. What are we doing here? There we go. Eventually we'll get there. Yeah, it all looks pretty clean inside there. Like that engine didn't get much crud inside of it. So I think the engines and the internals are probably pretty good. It's just everything else attached to it needs so much. Well, I think for one last part of the assessment, let's go just pop the bowl off and we'll see how much crud got in the carburetor. You can see the outside of it looks terrible, but sometimes it can surprise you. A lot of times not. I kind of wonder maybe if it went over also. May have been its issue. There's so much corrosion on this one. Again, depending on whether it was used in salt water or if it was used in fresh water. We're in New Hampshire. We have lakes and or the ocean. There could have been in either one. Again, I don't know the history on it. So, what's your thoughts? I'm gonna say it's clean. Huh? What do we get? Get a gasket that's going halfway. Oh yeah, it got crud in it, but definitely a serviceable carb. That is good, because sometimes that's another part that's shot on a machine. Good. That could live to save another motor. Again, if you have to buy anything, yeah, I don't mind spending. A lot of times they seem like $5-10 at a yard sale, $20 at a yard sale, because they're in unknown condition or something broke on them. But as soon as you have to start buying parts for them, especially, seems like motorcycles and anything marine, the prices are just so expensive that it's just cost prohibitive to try and fix it. I'm just going to make stuff up. But say if you needed this carburetor, it'd be $400 for a $300 motor. You know, there may be knockoffs of it, but generally it seems like the marine stuff that isn't the case. It's not like a weed whacker where, you know, this is probably particular to that one engine. Again, that's just an example. Who knows what the prop is? Prop's probably $100. So that's it. We tried. We got a good running 8-horse Mercury out of it, though. Happy about that. I still have to change the gear oil in the bottom of that. Probably I may or may not get a water pump for it. I'm not sure. And there's possibly somebody who may want to trade for that was contacting me about 2 weeks ago about an outboard that wasn't running right for them. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be trading it out for something. All right, guys. With that, I want to thank you all for hanging out, making a mess of my bench. That's kind of the way I like it, though. Having a little bit of fun, tearing stuff apart, seeing what makes it tick and what doesn't tick. And apparently this one, she's a no-ticker. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later.